Beatz Media presents the Scoop and Score Football Show.
Hi everybody and welcome back here to the Scoop and Score Football Show brought to you by Ball N Beatz Media. I am Logan, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend next to me here, Spencer Contavious Caldwell Pope Gallup. That is his legal name for everyone wondering.
Yep.
What a weekend, huh? What a weekend.
Yeah.
Specifically,
That was fun.
in the college football world. I mean, of course, NFL. We'll get into the beautiful weekend that Sunday brought us out of nowhere.
Yes. And Monday.
And a Monday
Yeah.
too. But I think I have to start here with our college football talk with the absolute splattering in Bloomington. I have to. And here's the thing. Spencer's upset about this, right? Because, hey, I said the Hoosiers were going to win. I said the Hoosiers upright. Yeah. The one pick I got right, that Spencer still ended this week with a better record than me. It's so irritating, but I got that one over him. And another one. Indiana. How about the Hoosiers, man?
Yeah, they proved me wrong, and they proved a lot of people wrong. I still don't think that they're an elite team because I'm not going to put them. Because I'm not picking them to go on the road and beat Penn State. I'm not picking them to win at Oregon, and that's at 10-2. They're not making the Big Ten title game. They might make the playoffs, but the one thing I will say though is they look better than last year. They do, and Fernando Mendoza, to me, is playing at one of the highest levels a quarterback can play right now. And he's playing phenomenal.
You know what's crazy?
He was carving up Illinois. They could not stop him at all. And I give credit to Indiana's defense. They got after Luke Altmaier, and they made him look pedestrian. And Illinois, I mean, good Lord, how did you lost by 53? Yeah, they don't. I know I predicted Illinois to make the playoffs. They still very well might. I don't think they will anymore after that performance. You can't lose by 53 and expect to make the playoffs, even as an 11 seed or a 12 seed. That was a horrible performance by the Illini, and they have another game this week where they can try to, bounce back. But they dropped from 9 to 23 in the 8 people. They dropped 14 spots. That was a rough game. And congrats to Indiana. They looked great. You can say what you want about Curt Cignetti. He does win games, just not when it matters in the playoffs. But that was a great game for the Hoosiers, and that was a really nice atmosphere at Memorial Stadium, Bloomington. That was a really good. That was a playoff game feel. I mean, it was a big game for both teams. Kind of a prove it game, and Indiana proved a lot. They proved that they are one of the top teams in the Big Ten, but they're not at the top. Not yet.
They are up there, though.
If they go on the road and they beat one of Penn State or Oregon, then yes, they are.
I'll tell you this team can at least compete with them. This team will at least compete. Yeah. This team, like last year, it would have been a tougher stretch for them, but this year this team can compete. Fernando Mendoza, by the way, currently, Spencer, is the betting favorite for the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, because John Mateer is going to be out for a while, and I'm not surprised. He played fine. I think he has how many? I mean, I think he has like over 10 touchdowns or something.
I'm pretty certain he has like 15. I think he's at 15 touchdowns and no interceptions or one interception.
Yeah, I think it's nuts through 4 games. But it was the fact that how they won is what really shocked me. I thought it was going to be a good game. I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
It was close for about 5-10 minutes. And then
literally
just throttled them. I mean, every single time they got the ball, they were scoring. And Fernando Mendoza was slinging it all over the field, and the Indiana offense couldn't be stopped. And you look at the other side of the ball, Indiana's defensive line was getting to Luke Altmaier. Their secondary was playing well. And they played really well, man. And I got to give a lot of credit to them.
Curt Cignetti in the press conference after the game was basically, or it was either after the game or the following Monday, just talking about, we just broke their willpower. That's just kind of casual. He's got the Woody Hayes mindset about him, which I like. I don't care what people have to say. I don't care what you got to say. This man, he goes out there and he backs it up a lot of the time. Granted, I know Indiana's schedule, you can say what about their non-conference schedule being sort of weak. It's whatever.
This is Pignetti's biggest win of his. I mean, they didn't get anything close to this kind of win last year. His only 2 losses in his coaching career at Indiana is against the 2 teams that played for a Natty.
And I think that's something to say about the worst Power 4.
In one of those games.
It's the worst.
He was blown out in both games.
Spencer.
And then the playoff game, they made like a small comeback, but they were never going to win it.
You're talking about the football program that has the worst winning percentage out of any team in the Power 4.
My next point is they'd put up a statue of Curt Cignetti right now if they could at Indiana. I do think he's gonna make Indiana a perennial contender for the playoffs. My biggest thing with Indiana is going to be what happens when all these JMU transfers leave.
Yes.
Because a lot of these best players on that defense are from James Madison when Curt Cignetti was there.
Right.
Next offseason, when they go out and they go spend money and go get transfers, and if they do something like that again, I fully believe Curt Cignetti will be very good at Indiana. The big thing is for Indiana, will they ever win the Big Ten with him? I can't say that yet because I need to see a non-JMU defense.
That's fair. That's understandable.
A non-transfer defense where a bunch of them are just from James Madison. And some of them left last year. And they honestly might be I think they are a better team this year. I think that Fernando Mendoza is better than Curtis Rourke.
Yeah. He's 100% better.
Playing phenomenal right now. I mean, I think Mendoza has already matched his touchdowns the last season at Cal. I can't remember. He had like 15 or 18, something in between there at Cal last year. And he's already at 15. I mean, he couldn't be playing any better right now, and I completely see why he's the betting favorite for the Heisman. I don't think he'll win it, but who knows? I mean, if an Indiana quarterback wins the Heisman, I mean, hey.
We're in a new era of college football, you know what I'm saying?
That's insane. It's the state of college football. Anybody can win, and you don't need years to turn around a program.
No.
You only need an off season and a lot of money, and that's what they've done.
Yeah, and honestly, nowadays, really, it's more the proven quarterback that comes in from a smaller school that really stands out.
Guys don't want like freshmen. Guys don't want guys that are unproven. The only ones, but you look at the top of college football with Ohio State and Oregon. They have guys that haven't proved it yet, but they are going out and playing elite ball.
Yeah.
It really just depends on your preference, and it depends on the state of your program. I don't think you can do that if you're a lower level mid-tier team, but if you're a high level, SEC Big Ten team and you got a 5-star quarterback, yeah, you're gonna probably throw him out there if you're paying him.
For sure.
You're gonna have to.
For sure. I want to cover another game real quick too. My beloved Tech. We're all about the Tech around here, at Ball N Beatz Media. How about the Red Raiders going up to Salt Lake City and just putting it on, specifically in the fourth quarter? It was a tight game. That score it's misleading a little bit. But Will Hammond coming in for the injured Baron Morton, the freshman 4-star quarterback, and going in there and just dicing them up. The run game was stout for Texas Tech. The defensive line is legit.
Oh my God, it is.
It is ferocious.
That's my biggest takeaway. Their D-line was everywhere. They were phenomenal against Utah. Yeah. Texas Tech is for real. They are the best team in the Big 12 right now.
Yes.
I don't think anyone can say anything against it. Those were the 2 best teams, in my opinion. I know Iowa State, but I don't think they very well might make the Big 12 title game. Iowa State doesn't look great. And they don't have a win like Texas Tech does.
Nope.
Texas Tech went on the road to arguably you can say what you want. Playing at Utah is very tough.
It's a top 20, top 15 toughest place to play. Yeah.
Yeah, and Utah under Kyle Whittingham has done a great job of winning at home, and Texas Tech throttled them. kind of like what Indiana, not to the extent that Indiana did, but Texas Tech was in control for a majority of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They did. The defensive line was everywhere. I mean, man, they spent money, and it is working out everything that they hoped for there. They very well. You look at their schedule. I don't think they play Iowa State. They very well might be undefeated heading into the Big 12 title game, because if Bear Morton, I don't know if the update on him, but Will Hammond came in and played maybe better. I mean, he looked really good.
I think he did play better.
Poised. He looked calm.
He's the future for him.
Great throws. I mean, he looked like a great quarterback, and he was just thrown into the game.
Yeah.
They won that game because of Hammond and that defensive line. But Hammond was making those plays, and they scored a few touchdowns at the end to make it, worse than it was. But I'd still argue Texas Tech dominated that game from start to finish.
I think they did too. Utah, they showed glimpses, they showed flashes. They actually had a big, long touchdown that could have swung the momentum over to Utah's favor, called back by an eligible man downfield. It was like a 70-yard touchdown they had called back. It was the right call. But Utah, I mean, Devon Dampierre's not the most accurate quarterback, which is not the greatest. I mean, he's very, very athletic. I still saw a lot of good things from Utah. I just think this Texas Tech team is just that good. They walked in, they took over that trap. That's what they did in Salt Lake City.
LaMelo High, I mean, they were getting after the quarterback.
They were filthy.
They were playing phenomenal.
And, this Utah offensive line, this was what the whole story of this game was, because the Utah offensive line, you got like a top 5, top 10 prospect in Spencer Fano on that offensive line, and Kyle Whittingham was talking about how this is his best offensive line he's ever seen as the head coach at Utah.
Didn't look like it.
It did not. It really didn't against Texas Tech. This
Jacob
defensive front's for real.
And Bailey, I mean, they were just going after him.
And the linebackers, too. The linebackers were getting after it in the game, too. I mean, you had two. Who was the kid who had 2 punch-outs? I think one kid had 2 punch-outs in the game. Was it Rodriguez?
It was either Rodriguez or Bailey, I thought.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know, I mean, they had 2 or 3 punch-outs. There was 5 or 6 turnovers combined between both teams. It wasn't great offensively. Morton threw 2 interceptions in the game before he went out. But yeah, looking at Tech's schedule, you have Kansas coming up in 3 weeks at home. You go at Arizona State in a month from now.
They're not the same.
They're not?
Arizona State team. No.
It's on the road in Tempe, though. You never know.
I mean, Arizona State doesn't look right. And I know that their one loss is against a Mississippi State team, but I don't know. They're not the team that I expected. Their
only ranked opponent left is BYU November 8th at home. BYU's 25th in the country. So
BYU's not bad.
They're not bad, but they don't have, BYU anymore. He's in Tulane. Speaking of Tulane, blown out by Ole Miss this weekend. And that's a team that I want to talk about a little bit more, too. How about the whole quarterback situation down there in Oxford? You've had Austin Simmons be kind of banged up, and they've had a Ferris State Bulldog D2 transfer and Trinidad Chambliss come in and basically do what Will Hammond did for Utah. He's stepped up big time for Ole Miss, and he has played really good. Austin Simmons has still had packages in games and coming in. Both guys. Lane Kiffin, I don't know what it is with these quarterbacks, but for some reason they just play good.
It's the system. It's like Josh Heupel in Tennessee. You can throw any quarterback in there and they will flourish because the system that he has built there. They're pass heavy, and they do run the ball sometimes, but they mainly throw the ball. And that's what Lane Kiffin has built this offense around the past few years when he's had, Matt Corral and Jackson Dart. They've worked. And, you got to give credit to them. And they got a massive game this weekend.
Big time
if they win this game, I mean, Ole Miss is going to be up there in the top 10, and they're going to be, riding high. Yeah, I mean, they got a good. Doesn't matter with quarterbacks, I guess. I mean, Texas Tech, doesn't matter. Ole Miss, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you have a solid backup, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, now, I'll tell you, at least for Texas Tech's sake, that's the future at their quarterback. That's true freshman coming in. And he was a guy who had offers from Penn State. He had offers from Oregon, A&M, other big-time schools, and he chose the Red Raiders. And, I mean, you could speak on the NIL fund, whatnot down there at Texas Tech, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Texas Tech is going to be a serious player next couple years under Joey McGuire.
Yeah.
A serious, not just contender for Big 12. I think they could steal maybe a couple games in the playoff if they make it. This is a legit squad that we saw in Salt Lake City. I do want to talk about this one game too. A couple games here. Oklahoma, Auburn. Oklahoma wins 24-17. A dogfight. John Mateer apparently in the game gets injured. He has an injury to his thumb. He'll be missing about a month of football. And Michael Hawkins is going to have to come back in like he did last year, replacing Jackson Arnold.
It's a lot.
It hurts Oklahoma big time.
Especially that he's gonna miss the Red River rivalry.
That's massive for me in trying to figure out how I want to pick that game when we do come around to that. Mateer has been their offense. That's my biggest issue. Their running game hasn't been great. He's really been the one stealing the show. I think this defense is still good enough for Oklahoma to try and win them some games. Because, I mean, he had 10 sacks against Jackson Arnold this weekend. It was nuts. Their defensive line was everywhere, too. And in fact, they had more sacks in that game than I think it was 90 teams have the entire season. So, that defensive line at Oklahoma is going to be just fine.
They play Kent State this week, and then they have the Red River rivalry, and then they head to South Carolina, and then at the end of the month, they have Ole Miss at home.
They're getting into the gauntlet of their schedule.
They have at Tennessee, and then they have at Alabama. And then they have home against Missouri and home against LSU.
They have no freebies.
This week. They have Kent State.
I mean, they have no freebies except Kent State. But after Kent State, it's on. After Kent
State, it's tough. And then you can say what you want about South Carolina. They're 2-2. I think they're better than that. I think that there's something wrong with Sellers. There's something wrong with this offense.
Well, I think they overhyped their wide receiver room. They felt very confident, and they just haven't performed that well. Nick Harbor, everyone talks about Nick Harbor. I don't know why in the video game this dude's unstoppable, but he's not all that great. Their running game isn't the same. They did lose Rocket Sanders last year, so I mean,
they have two. Yeah, but
they're quality.
Oklahoma, they have two losses that they can afford to lose. If they can get Mateer by the Tennessee game, by the 1st of November, I think they'll be fine. Because I think that they'll beat Kent State. I think they'll lose to Texas, and I do think they can beat South Carolina, and I do think they can beat Ole Miss. But if they lose 2 of those games, and Mateer comes back against Tennessee, I mean, they got to win at Tennessee, at Tennessee, at Alabama, home against Missouri, home against LSU. That's going to be really tough, even if Mateer comes back. They got a tough schedule, but they do have 2 ranked wins currently with Michigan and Auburn. Yeah. So that does help them. But it's going to be tough. It's tough.
One more game. Before we get into this week's B&B poll, which is, brought to you by Ball N Beatz Media. And speaking of that, need a delicious cup of this B&B water. Got to quench the thirst here. The Spencer quenches his thirst as well. You guys should subscribe to the channel. Should hit that push notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos. Go follow us on the Instagram. Go follow us on our X account as well. We'll be posting there weekly. And comment down below, are the Browns going to get lucky this weekend? I don't think so. Not twice in a row, but we'll get there. Final game of the week I want to cover. Michigan-Nebraska. Michigan goes into Lincoln and wins 30-27. Honestly, Michigan won this by more points. The score just doesn't show it. Nebraska's offense it's lackluster to say the least. Their offensive line did not hold up against Michigan's defensive line. And I would make the argument Raiola kind of drifted into some of those sacks as well. His pocket awareness isn't all that good. He has the talent. But I feel like there's a lot of small things he needs to correct in his game for it to really take that next step for Raiola.
That's what he wants to be.
He has the tools. He has the tools. He has the little, finger flick. He has the little jump. He has it all. He has it all. He just doesn't have 3 Super Bowl rings yet. He's got to make it to the actual professional, league that's called the National Football League before he can do that. Michigan's run game is serious. It's serious business. It's probably the best run game they've had. I think it's better than any other run game we've seen out of Michigan. In fact, the stats prove it. It's the most rushing yards they've had to start a year since 2016 or 2017. Justice Haynes is an absolute unit. To be fair, Nebraska's defensive line had no match for this offensive line either. I mean, I think they had 4 runs or 3 runs over 35 yards. Actually, it was 3 runs of 35-plus yard touchdown runs. One of them was Bryce Underwood. 2 of those runs, neither of the guys were even touched by a defender. So,
yeah.
Michigan's serious still. I think that they went out there, they proved what they needed to do against Nebraska. They didn't need to do an awful lot offensively. They just needed to do enough, and all they had to do was run the ball. In fact, they had, if I can find it, don't you just love when stuff starts playing on your phone? They had a total of 286 rushing yards on 33 carries, almost 9 yards a carry. It's nasty.
Yeah, their run game's good. I mean, their run game's always good. I'm not really surprised. Yeah, Bryce Underwood looked okay. He made the plays he needed to. He had that nice touchdown run. That was nice. He didn't really do much throwing the ball.
No.
They mainly relied on the run game, and it worked.
Worked against a team like Nebraska.
Did. But Nebraska is Nebraska. They hype themselves up every year. This is who they are, and it'll be next year and the year after that. Now I think Matt Rule's a good coach. I don't think Dylan Raiola is a great quarterback, and I think that's what's going to be their downfall. He can make some throws, and then he can make some dumb decisions. He runs into sacks, and then he runs out of bounds. I don't think he's good. I think he's okay. I think that he has way too much talent to be performing the way he is. I think that Hail Mary was absolutely insane.
It was nuts.
And why Biff Poggi didn't just call a timeout after the 3rd down, but whatever. They still won. I just think Nebraska's Nebraska.
No, you're right.
They do this every year. This is Texas A&M in the Big Ten.
Yes, I bit the apple. I bit the apple last week, and I said Nebraska was going to win. And they had moments where it felt like it could be, but that's Nebraska. That's literally Nebraska.
They were always close.
Yeah. It's just, you're right though about Raiola. I think he tries way too hard to actually be Patrick Mahomes. Like even when he rolls out the pocket, some of these he doesn't even need to run away. Like he's got a clean pocket. He almost creates the pressure. Like that's the problem. Sometimes quarterbacks, they feel the pressure, but they actually create it themselves by either rolling out the pocket when they shouldn't, which Raiola did multiple times in this game. He made a lot of, uncharacteristic, I shouldn't say uncharacteristic. He made a lot of throws that could have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
To say the least.
He was trying to do too much.
He was trying to do too much, but I got to give credit to Michigan. People felt like they were starting to doubt him going into Lincoln. I, myself included. And they went out there and they did exactly what Michigan does. They run the ball, 1st and 2nd down, get to obvious pass down situations and pass the ball. I still have a lot of questions about their wide receiver play. I don't think this is the year. Good. It's not good.
No, it's not. Their wide receivers aren't good.
But
they never are.
No, they're not. They are not at all. I think that needs to change for Bryce Underwood long term, going into like next year or 2 years from now. But Michigan's dominant. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out for them. They have a fairly easy schedule comparative. Really, their toughest. Yeah, I was going to say their toughest game really is USC leading up to the Ohio State game at the end of the year. So, and USC, I think, is fairly serious. I think USC can be something. Jaden Mayava looks to be a really good quarterback, specifically in the system Lincoln Riley runs. And I mentioned this to you a little bit off air. Caleb Williams played a lot out of the system. He just tried to make stuff happen. And granted, his offensive line was not great at USC. USC's offensive line now is much improved. And Jaden Mayava plays within the system really well with Lincoln Riley. And their defense, it's better It didn't show against Michigan State, and in fact, I think Michigan State's offense has just improved anyway, period. I think their offense is better than what it was last year. But USC's defense is still solid. It's better than what it had been when he first got there. I'm intrigued for that game. That game is in LA at the Coliseum in a couple weeks. That could be a big test. Do I pick against Michigan for 3 times in a row, though? Probably. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's the problem. I haven't picked Michigan yet in any of our picks. And I think I've gone 1 for 1. 1 and 1, I should say. 1 and 1. We'll have to see. You know what time it is, Spencer?
What time?
It's B&B poll time before we get into our picks. It's time for the B&B poll. Week 5 edition. It's only really week 2 around here, but it's week 5 of the college football season. Spencer, if you want to start here with the top 10, let everyone know who the top 10 in this week's B&B poll is.
Yeah, I'll run through this a little quickly. Number 1's Ohio State. Until a team either proves themselves, like has an insane win, or Ohio State falls, they're the number 1 team in the country. They're the defending national champions. They're the number 1 team. Number 2 is Miami. Miami is playing at a really elite level right now.
Yes, they are.
And,
a big-time level.
They are a national title contender. They're proving a lot of people wrong, including us. We do have to see it at the end of the season if they do, actually, go through with what they're trying to do.
Yes.
And they have a big game against Florida State in a few weeks. So we're going to learn a lot about them soon. But for right now,
that game is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it will be. Number 3, Penn State.
Wow.
Penn State still deserves to be at the top. They've been dominant with their wins. They got a massive game against Oregon this week at the Whiteout. It's going to be a fun game. Or I think that's going to be a great game. And it will be. It's a top 6 teams. Number 4, Georgia Bulldogs. Again, Georgia is being dominant. Georgia, they're doing what they're supposed to do. And they got another bull, and this team has a big game against Alabama this weekend at home. Going to learn a lot more about the Bulldogs. They have that win, obviously, at Tennessee. That was a massive, massive win for them. And we'll learn a lot about them and Alabama this Saturday. Number 5, the Oregon Ducks. Oregon, obviously, we talked about it, has a big game at Penn State. Dante Moore looks really good right now.
Yeah, he does.
He's playing at an elite level under that system, and Oregon's defense, obviously under Dan Lanning, very, very good. Number 6, LSU. LSU is playing an elite level, most like all these other teams. I do think that there's something wrong with Nussmeier.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem right, but their defense is still very, very good. I do think their offense is going to be fine. If Nussmeier has to sit out a week or 2, I'm sure whoever their backup is can get it done. I don't know who LSU's backup is behind Nussmeier.
I couldn't tell you either. 7? Is it Van Roten or something like that? Or like Van Buren? I couldn't tell you. I would have to look this up. You know what? By the end of this, I'll let you know. Number
7, Florida State. The Seminoles. The surprise of the year right now. I mean, the massive turnaround this team has had from being 2-10 last year to now being at an elite level.
It's next level.
It's actually insane how high they have jumped. I mean, they were at arguably the worst spot you could be last year.
I think this is just Florida State under Mike Norvell. They're either going to be almost contending for the playoff or be in the playoff, or just be utter trash. That's what I've figured. That's what it feels like anyway down there. Ever since he's been there, they've either been utter trash or really, really, really good.
But I have Florida State at 7. Number 8, a team that just, they had a great win this last week against Utah. The Red Raiders of Texas Tech.
Yes. Say it again.
Line, that they're a good team.
They're a very good team.
And they're proving a lot of people wrong. So we'll see if it continues.
Sorry. Continue.
Number 9, Indiana.
Woo-wee! What a jump!
Indiana moves from 19. Well, I can't remember what they were last week, but in the AP poll, they're 19.
In the BNB poll, they were absolutely nothing. And they're jumping all the way up into the top 10.
Unranked at 9. When you beat a top 10 team by 53 points, you deserve it.
Yes.
Fernando Mendoza, we talked about it, playing an elite level. His defense is playing very well. They have at Iowa this week, so who knows? That could be a good
Kurt
game.
Cignetti also said that's going to be a tougher opponent than who they played this past weekend. He did say that.
Wow. Yikes. Yeah, I think Indiana, right now, they're playing like a top 10 team, but we'll see if it continues.
Yeah.
Number 10, Oklahoma. Oklahoma has 2 ranked wins. I know John Mateer's out, but that defense is playing at an elite level right now, and I think that they can tread water for a few weeks until Mateer comes back.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of it. It's more the question marks of how this team is going to play without John Mateer moving forward. I feel like this team should be, the model says otherwise, but should be a little bit higher on this list. But without John Mateer, I feel that there's kind of a pause for concern. So, number 11, Texas A&M. This team got a big win at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is still a very quality team. Their defense is not great, however, this year, which has been very apparent. But Texas A&M, I think, is almost deserving of a top 10 spot. I just think other teams have also proven their eliteness as well. They kind of fell to number 11 here. Number 12, the other Tech, the Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets at number 12. Haynes King has done exceptional. Brent Key has done exceptional. This team is deserving to be up and much higher than other teams because of their name alone and the logo. Georgia Tech deserves to be up in the top 12, and they should be. And just like this other team, number 13, they also deserve a lot more recognition. The Vanderbilt Commodores are number 13 this week. You see how I haven't said some other teams? Yeah, because Vanderbilt so far has proven it. They've been dominant in every single game they've played. They have beaten everybody by a whopping amount. They deserve to be higher than some of these other programs. I don't think there should be an argument for it either. Number 14 is Tennessee. Tennessee is still very good. Joey Aguilar has done really well. I'm still pretty high on Tennessee. You've got Bama in a few weeks here coming up. Speaking of Bama, they're number 15. Bama is number 15. I think they've been better than another team who a lot of people thought was one of the best teams in the country coming into this year. Ty Simpson has bounced back so far. Yes, Toledo. Yes, that's who I'm talking about. It does begin with T. Yeah, it is Toledo. But Ty Simpson, since the Florida State game, he's actually been very good.
Yeah.
Granted, they haven't played a team like Georgia yet this weekend, which we will see. But Bama has sort of bounced back from how their season started against Florida State. Another team to me who hasn't necessarily bounced back, really except this weekend because they played Sam Houston, is Texas at number 16. I've still got to see it. Granted, Bama's been able to bounce back against even Power 4 opponents. Texas, the model hates Texas big time. They hate Texas now, but Texas has to prove it, is what the model is saying. Texas is saying, yeah, the model has to prove it. Now I'm just mixing up my English there. But Texas is number 16 for now. Number 17 is the Rebels of Ole Miss. I think that their quarterback situation was a big question mark, but it really has now become both guys can go out there and play really good football. Their defense has not been as good as I thought it would be for a Lane Kiffin defense, the Landshark defense down there in Oxford, but we'll see this weekend against a tough opponent in LSU. Number 18, I think this team's bounced back really well. It's the Michigan Wolverines. They're making an appearance in the B&B poll this week. Their running game is very good. We just talked about it, 5 minutes ago, how this defense is really good. This running game's good. Michigan deserves a ranking, and also I had Michigan fans in the DMs sliding up saying, why is Michigan not in the B&B poll? So, was this peer pressure? Maybe a little bit. Number 19, the Missouri Tigers. They did just beat South Carolina again. I could have moved them up a little bit, but they didn't. The model actually dropped them a little bit. But they're still here. Bo Prabula, is a dog. They did beat South Carolina. They've had other ranked wins. This offense is so fun to watch. I can't lie. Bro, Bo Krabula is the better. He's the better Penn State quarterback. He is.
Yep.
And the final ranking, number 20, another love of mine, and another Big 12 team. A team who actually is deserving of this too, by the way, because their quarterback has been outstanding. And they hit the Mustangs over the head with their iron skillet win. The TCU Horned Frogs are the 20th team in the country. Josh Hoover is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the country, statistically speaking. So, they deserve to be up here. No other team does. Currently, we have it right. The B&B poll, we got you right.
I'm not putting a furry at quarterback. And I'm not.
Do you mean you can't win with one? They're winning with one. I don't know if he is.
You can't win anything of significance with a furry.
Josh Hoover, I'm back to you because I know you're not a furry. I just know it's just online allegations of stuff that they pretended was you. It's okay. The Horned Frogs.
Why are there allegations of him? It's a random quarterback to have allegations of being a furry, isn't it?
You know, I love how we all just passed over the fact that John Mateer was just betting on college football games at Washington State and just slid that under the rug.
He should, because he's really good. Nobody cares because he's good.
It's crazy. Josh Hoover is really good. He just plays at TCU.
Pullman, Washington. You kidding me?
That is true. I mean, they're 10 minutes away from the greatest college football stadium that's ever existed in the Kibbe Dome. So, fun fact.
Fair enough. That's the eighth wonder of the world.
It is the eighth wonder of the world, and that's actually where our headquarters are going to be when we become. Yeah, it's going to be the Kibbe Dome. It's going to be the Kibbe Dome.
There's a game that I'm surprised you haven't mentioned yet.
What game?
What about our? What about that team right there? How'd they do on Saturday?
They did pretty rough, my friend.
What did I say on the podcast? What did I say? They don't win in Kalamazoo.
They don't win. You should have. You should have picked it.
They don't win in Kalamazoo. It doesn't make any sense. Western's an ass team, but they don't win in Kalamazoo. And what did? They lost in Kalamazoo, and that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen by an offense. Tucker Gleason was
rough.
Absolute garbage. Chip Trainum was really good, but Gleason couldn't throw it into the ocean if he tried.
It doesn't make any sense. I love Tucker Gleason. I've had conversation with Tucker Gleason. He's a great kid. I love him. He's a great person. He's a good person. He's not a good quarterback. Him at home compared to him on the road, I don't understand. I'm sorry. This dude on the road is a completely different quarterback than he is at home. Like at home, you can tell how comfortable he is. He plays with poise. When he's on the road, I don't know if it's the pressure gets to him or something. I don't understand it. Him in a road environment is like not good. It's almost like they need to start John Allen Richter on the road and start him at home.
Honestly,
I think that's what Richter is more than capable to. I need to see more from Toledo throughout this season. You have homecoming coming up this weekend against Akron. Akron, who is the greatest MAC team.
It's actually on our picks, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty certain it is on our picks.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll have to see.
That's a terrible loss.
It's a terrible loss. The thing is, Western Michigan's roster is the top 5 roster in the MAC this year, but they also had a gauntlet of a start of the year for them, for MAC standards. They had North Texas, who actually is one of the better American teams.
I'm not gonna do that. Toledo is in and out, having the best talent in the MAC every year. I'm not gonna do that excuse anymore. You have to win that game. You don't.
You do
win that game.
You do. You have to win it.
You can't blow that game like that the way they did. You just can't. It's no excuses, no nothing. And this is why Jason Candle doesn't have a Power 4 job, because he's way too inconsistent.
I've seen Wisconsin fans asking for Candle. Fun fact.
Oh my! Yeah, you think he's better than Fickle? I would take Fickle over Candle in a heartbeat. Because you know what Fickle can do with a group of 5 teams? He can take them to the playoffs.
It's fair. It's a good point. It's a very good point there.
Okay, let's get to our picks.
Yes, sir. You know what? Let's get to it. We were just talking about it. First pick, Akron at Toledo. Toledo's 21.5-point favorites.
Lose this game and Candle
In the beautiful
should be burned
glass
to the stake that's at midfield.
We don't condone
lose this game, get burned to the stake.
We don't condone violence around here at Ball N Beatz Media. However, if it's warranted, it's understandable.
This is Akron.
Spencer, what's your pick?
This is Akron. Toledo. They will cover. Akron is terrible, and if they don't, like what I said.
If they don't cover?
No, okay, if they don't, I mean, Akron is terrible. They have nothing.
All right. Well, my pick is Toledo's going to win this game. However, I do in fact have Akron covering, just because that don't go into consideration with the picks. But I just need to throw that little nugget in there. Akron's going to somehow cover this game simply because, yeah.
This better be 55.
Go Zips. Go Zips. By the way, go Zips, but go Rockets. But go Zips. Second game of the weekend. The number 1 team in the country, going on the road to one of the most slept-on, underrated environments in college football. Ohio State at Washington. Ohio State's 8.5-point favorites. It's a 3:30 kickoff Eastern Time on CBS. Spencer?
Yeah, this was honestly the toughest game for me, to be completely honest, out of the whole weekend. I know we have really good games, and we have a lot of ranked matchups, and it's going to be a really fun weekend. But I don't feel great about this game. I don't know why. I haven't felt great about it for about over a week. And I know Ohio State's number 1 team in the country. Washington's unranked, but yada, yada, yada. This is Julian Sain's first road game as a starter. And Washington is a very tough place to play. So they got the Sailgate out there. They got the Husky, the good boy out there. The mascot. I think his name's Dub the dog or something like that. I'm gonna pick Ohio State, but I'm gonna have Washington. I think Washington covers. I think this is gonna be like I think it's gonna be a touchdown game.
It could be.
OSU a touchdown. I feel.
Is it giving you last year's Nebraska game vibe a little bit? I mean, Ohio State only beat Nebraska by 4.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I don't. The last time I had a feeling about a road game that Ohio State like this was the Iowa game in 2018, and we lost 55-24. I normally feel pretty good about Ohio State on the road against unranked opponents. I didn't feel good about that one, and that was after we beat Penn State.
The only reason why I feel pretty good,
but yeah,
2017. The only reason why I feel good is because I know Washington's going to be missing a good amount of players this week. I think their main corner is down. I think they had another wide receiver who's injured, but they still have Denzel Boston, who's going to be healthy, and Jonah Coleman, and of course their quarterback. But I know that they have some pieces down that are big time players for them this weekend, and I've got Ohio State winning. I've got Ohio State slightly covering the spread. I don't think they cover it by a lot, but I do think Ohio State wins it outright with the spread. I don't know. I think it'll be they'll win by 12 to 16, give or take. This Washington team's really good though.
Yes.
It's Damon Williams is. I had, in the preseason rankings, I had Washington in the top 30 for a reason. I thought that Washington can be one of those dark horse teams in the Big Ten this year, and we'll get to see this weekend. We will get to see this weekend. We have another Big Ten game, a ranked matchup, sadly ranked matchup, because one team should be ranked, the other one should not be ranked at all. The 21-ranked USC Trojans going to Champaign, Illinois to take on would you call it Fighting Illini or more like scrapping for air Illini?
Dying Illini.
The completely hopeless Illini after an absolute gut-wrenching performance. Yeah,
After
Spencer.
a performance like that, I can't pick Illinois. I really
No?
can't. I have no idea what they are anymore. Yeah, that was bad. That was a really bad performance at Indiana. And I think USC's playing really good right now.
Yeah.
I think Lincoln Riley's got his quarterback, Lava, and I do think USC can be. I think they're going to be a contender. I mean, they're 21, so they kind of are, but I think they're going to be at the top of the Big Ten.
Yes.
Towards the top. We'll see, but I
fair.
do think USC wins this game.
I like USC as well. I think USC is just the better team. I think you have the better coach in Lincoln Riley. You have a better quarterback in Jaden Mayava. Defense, it's kind of intermixed there, I would say. But I like USC to go on the road and win this game in Champaign. Granted, Illinois could maybe have a bounce back week. I could see Illinois covering the spread. Maybe they were overlooking Indiana a little bit, but I still have the Trojans winning this game. I think they're the better team. Just a little bit. Next game, the Magnolia Bowl. With the backup Michael Van Buren Jr. for the LSU Tigers. I had to get the name in there somewhere, but I found it. It's Michael Van Buren Jr. The number 4 ranked LSU Tigers going to Oxford, Mississippi, taking on the Mississippi, not Ole Miss, it's Mississippi, Rebels. And Trinidad Chambliss will be the starting quarterback for them this weekend. Ole Miss is 1.5-point favorites at home. Spencer, what you got?
His name's Trinidad. He's going to go off for 400 yards. Trinidad is an elite name for a first name. Give me
It
Ole
is.
Miss. And Chambliss, that just flows off the tongue.
It does.
Trinidad Chambliss. That is an elite name.
It is, isn't it?
Give me the Rebels.
I'm upset with you right now, Spencer, because I also have the Ole Miss Rebels winning this game over the Tigers. I think Ole Miss at home, fun fact, the home team in this game has won the last 5. So it's been very Battle of I-75 like. So maybe that trend continues this weekend with Ole Miss upsetting the LSU Tigers. And the thing is, Tigers' defense has been outstanding. Their offense has been rough to watch. And we're talking about Landshark defense. Granted, I did say earlier it hasn't been exactly Landshark defense. It's kind of toss-up. But it's in Oxford. Ole Miss all the way. It's actually Mississippi. Next game, I could see being game of the weekend. It normally is anyway. The 17th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide going to Athens, Georgia to take on the 5th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs have not lost a home game since October 12 of 2019 against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Spencer, who you taking? Will Bama walk in there and do it?
And do what Pat McAfee did. Do on the whole long tangent. Like, give me Alabama. No, I'm taking Georgia. Give me the Bulldogs at home. I think Alabama's good, but I think Georgia at home is like, you just can't beat them. They don't lose.
They haven't, like I said, they haven't lost at home in nearly 6 years. So.
That's insane. They almost did last year. They should have lost to the Ramblin' Wreck.
They should have lost to the
Georgia
Ramblin'
Tech
Wreck.
had them beat, and they blew it. But yeah, give me Georgia at home.
We're going 5 for 5 right here, Spencer. I've got Georgia at home as well. I think that at home, Georgia literally can't lose. So that's that. But it's a challenge impossible. So Bama's got a lot going for them. I will say Bama, I think, has been more improved since week 1. I think a lot more of them than I did a couple weeks ago. So it will be a close game. But I will say Georgia has impressed me. I would say the last couple weeks. My stock was a little low on Georgia coming into the season, but Gunnar Stockton has improved his play. I'm a big fan now of where they're at, and I think Georgia's going to win this game. And now the final one, the one of the weekend, the whiteout in State College, Pennsylvania, the number 6 ranked Oregon Ducks, and the 3rd ranked.
I almost was thinking about going to this game, but then I saw the tickets. I was like, no.
One of our friends is at the game again. I think this dude is a secret Oregon Duck fan now,
Ooh.
to be honest. Aaron Lobenstein. Shout out Aaron Lobenstein, because we'll get to talking about you just after this game, okay?
He's going to the game?
He's going to be at the whiteout. This man, one of his friends is an Oregon fan. This dude's been to more Oregon games than Ohio State games now. He's a closeted Oregon Duck fan.
He went to the Big Ten title game last year.
He's a closeted Oregon fan. I don't care what you say, sir.
Was he cheering for Oregon in the Rose Bowl?
You better believe he was. You know he was upset about that game.
Heard of Ohio State winning the Natty and that the signed jersey of with Travion. And I don't know, man.
I'm not buying it.
I think he loves him some quacking ducks.
He does.
I want to experience a night whiteout so bad. It seems like an experience that is unmatched. This is one of my favorite games is the whiteout. But
Spencer is frozen. He is talking, and he is frozen.
No game can unmatch it. The whiteout is going to be a fun game, and I'm excited to watch this game. I'm going to pick Penn State because they're not playing Ohio State in the whiteout at night, and they don't win against Ohio State at night in the whiteout. So I'm going for Drew Aller.
Go for Drew Aller.
Yeah.
Just admit it, Spencer. Drew Aller is your guy.
Not even close.
I got some numbers for you.
Is better than Drew. Penn State would be better with Bo Prabula right now than Drew Aller.
Maybe so. You also got to remember Penn State's out for revenge, too, from the Big Ten championship game. So, We'll see. Penn State is 13-8 all-time in whiteout games. They are 8-3 under James Franklin. They've won 6 straight whiteout games. They are 9-7 all-time against ranked opponents. And granted, a lot of that came in the last couple of years because they played some ranked teams, but it just felt like they were the better team. It's hard because picking Penn State in any game, granted, I'm very high on Penn State. I had them at number 2 coming into the season. Picking any team that's like on their level, usually just got to side with the other team no matter where it's at.
Yep.
I'm going to differ from you. I'm going Dante Moore and Dan Lanning going into State College and upsetting the Penn State Nittany Lions. Give me the Ducks on the road. I think both teams...
I'd argue that would be the best win a team can have in college football.
Yeah.
All season.
It could be.
Beating Penn State in the whiteout at night. Especially this Penn State team. And I know I dog on Penn State. They are an elite team.
Mm-hmm.
If you win this game, if Dante Moore goes into State College and wins this game, Oregon is they should be number 2. I'd put them over Miami. I don't care. That's an insane win if they go out.
I think so. I think Oregon is quality enough. This defense is ruthless. Mateo Uiagalelei is an absolute dog. It's going to be a fun game. Those last 2, honestly, the last 3 or 4 of those, we're filled with. There's even other games for this weekend we could have easily put in our picks this week. This weekend is jam-packed, full of college football. This is the weekend for college football, I would say, all season. It's going to be a fun one. But you know what was fun, Spencer?
What was fun?
Watching your Cleveland Browns be losing by 10 points in the final 4 minutes and just going on and absolutely just taking the heart of the Green Bay Packers at home. Oh, it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. Let's laugh together. Let's laugh together, Spencer. It's beautiful.
Jordan Love MVP. That's all I heard after 2 weeks. And this dude throws it right. Was it Grant Delpit?
Yeah, it was Delpit.
Was it? Right to Delpit. That was a terrible throw. Jordan Love will always be Jordan Love. And I don't want to hear it from Packers fans. I don't want to hear how Jordan Love's this MVP type player. He's a really good quarterback, but he makes stupid decisions.
Yes, he does. Sorry, talking about this is making me need another sip of B&B water. It's making me so excited.
You lost to the Browns. And if the Lions lose to the Browns, I'll clown myself. I really don't care, but that was...
People want to clown, right?
You don't know how badly I was cheering for Andre Smith to make that kick. And I had zero faith in him to make it.
Oh, yeah.
He missed those gimmies against the Bengals.
He redeemed himself. He got the chance to redeem himself, and he did.
I love laughing at Green Bay losing, and they love at the Lions losing, and they can say what they want. I don't really care. That was that's an inexcusable loss for the Packers. That is a terrible loss. You beat the Lions, you dominate the Lions in Week 1, and you beat the Commanders pretty handily in Week 2, and you go on the road to Cleveland, who I don't think they're not the worst team. Their defense, the Browns' defense is unbelievable, man. They played an unbelievable game against Green Bay. That defensive line, and
it might be the best in the league.
But I'm going to say something. If I had to pick a rookie that was playing at an unbelievable level right now, Mason Graham has been phenomenal for the Browns.
Yes, he has.
I mean, he is everywhere, and he doesn't get sacks, and he's not going to be that. But man, he is everywhere. They're double teaming him. He's getting to the quarterback, and he's getting pressure. He was getting pressure on Jordan Love.
He had a 43% pressure rate in this game.
He is really good.
I'm gonna throw this
really good.
Spencer. The average defensive tackle pressure rate in the NFL is 9%. He had 43% in this game against Green Bay, which is basically defensive. That's a defensive end pressure rate. So
yeah.
Mason Graham, that was the whole thing for Cleveland. They wanted him to get better at rushing the passer. He has done exceptional. Malik Collins, who we got in free agency, has been exceptional as well. He's got a couple sacks. Aiden Huntington, who was a free agent rookie, has come in and has looked really good at the defensive tackle spot. Cleveland always needed better defensive tackle play.
Carson Schlesinger was all over the game against the Packers.
Yes.
I like Harold Fannin Jr. Quinshon Judkins looked really good.
He's been the best rookie. He's been the best rookie running back too so far through 3 weeks, and he didn't even play in Week 1. He didn't even play in Week 1.
Dorian Hampton's all right, but Genty's been really bad. Henderson, I love the guy, but he has not done anything for New England.
He also hasn't been getting the touches either because of Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson being up there in New England. Look at this trade though for Cleveland with Jacksonville. We got the picks for Mason Graham. We got the pick for Quinshon Judkins from them. And then you also have a first-round pick for next year. Cleveland, so far, has definitely won that trade. And I'm not saying Travis Hunter hasn't been good.
Playoffs, that'd be big. And even if they make it, I mean, they are 2-1. They don't look like a good 2-1. They haven't beat. I mean, Houston is. C.J. Stroud looks broken.
He does.
And that's another time. That's another story for another time, and hopefully he figures it out. Stroud looks absolutely broken.
He does.
It sucks to see but he also doesn't have an offensive line. They didn't do anything to address the O-line, and he's running for his life damn near all the time. And he lost Tank Dell, and he just doesn't look right. But anyway, yeah, Jacksonville. I don't think they're good. They're 2-1, but they don't look good doing it. Their defense has been playing pretty well. But Lawrence hasn't done. I mean, Lawrence is still playing like Lawrence, average at best. I think the Browns easily won this trade because even if you get I think Jacksonville's going to miss the playoffs. I still do. But
I agree. I think they will.
The Browns will have a top 10 pick of their own, and Jacksonville can have a top 15-ish pick.
If will Cleveland have a top 10 pick though?
Hunter at all? What is the plan? I mean, Travis Hunter is nowhere. It's unbelievable. They're not using him. Right, passing the ball, they're throwing him in at corner every once in a while, and then in the
last game he had more defensive snaps, I think.
And same thing with Brian Thomas Jr. He's been nowhere. The Jaguars are not utilizing their weapons, which was weird because I thought with Liam Cohen they would, but they haven't done anything, and it's weird. But yeah, Cleveland, they're in a good spot. I know that that they are 1-2, and they're going to Detroit, who is coming off arguably the best regular season win the Lions have had ever. I would argue, because they don't beat mobile quarterbacks, and they beat the best mobile quarterback, and they beat him. They dominated that game. Keep in mind that score does not indicate of how close it was. It was a close game for a while. The Lions dominated both lines of scrimmage. They got to Lamar Jackson 7 times.
They didn't get to Jared Goff once either.
In a season. I mean, the fact that they had Jack Campbell and they had Alex Anzalone playing QB spy. That fourth down goal and 4th and goal stand was outstanding. Jack Campbell just lit up Lamar. And Lamar made his plays, and Derrick Henry had a great run, had a great first drive. After that, nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And he fumbled the ball again for 3 straight weeks. But talking about the Browns, they their defense is phenomenal.
It's the best defense in the league right now.
They need to make a QB change.
I agree.
Joe Flacco
at some point
is man, he's showing his age. It's done. I mean, I know they're starting him this week, and it's gonna hurt because they lost DeJuan Jones for the year, and the offensive line is.
It's getting old. It's okay. It's getting older though, and that's the problem. I think that's my worry moving forward now is the offensive line more than anything else.
Wyatt Teller. Do you still have? You have Jack? Is Jack Conklin?
Conklin is not healthy right now. He was out last week.
Teller is though, because he was.
Teller and Batonio almost didn't even play in this game, but he said, "I'm playing. I don't care." Batonio's banged up, so Batonio's banged up. Conklin's out.
Your thoughts, real quick, on the Browns, because that was a great game. That was a good game. That was a big win for the Browns.
It was.
I think Kevin Stefanski. I think people need to realize Kevin Stefanski needed like that.
I've never seen him more animated after a win.
Yes.
They needed that big time. I'll tell you this: Andrew Berry won't fire Kevin Stefanski. I can tell that those two are like this. They'll get fired. It'll be the owner who will throw them out. I am doing the fingers. Yeah, I was doing the finger cross.
I can't see you, but I
was doing the finger cross. Those two are tight, and I can tell that those two have been through an awful lot. We already knew they've been through an awful lot. It's hard to be in a front office position, let alone for the Cleveland Browns, because one, we have the craziest fan base because all of us don't know what winning feels like, so anytime we keep losing, we just want to change stuff out. Kevin Stefanski's a 2-time Coach of the Year for a reason. He is one of the better minds in the NFL. This was a morale win more than anything else. It just needed the fan base to get excited about stuff. This rookie class is serious. Like, this is the best draft class right now so far. It's only been 3 weeks, but it just feels like it's been the best draft class Andrew Berry's put together. Carson Schweschinger, who I wish JOK was out there playing healthy right now. He might not ever play again. But those two together in the linebacking room would be just unreal.
Yeah.
Mason Graham up the middle has been what we were hoping for. There was a lot of talk because he threw up in rookie camp that, he's going to suck. If you don't throw up when it's hot outside because you're working yourself too hard, are you really even working? Mason Graham's been great. Dylan Sampson, when he stepped in, he's been great. Quinshon Judkins finally playing for the Browns. He appears to be, he's going to be the main running back moving forward for Cleveland, and he's probably been the best running back, like I said, so far in the entire rookie class. Harold Fannin Jr., outstanding. Cleveland put together an absolute gauntlet of a rookie class. Oh, and by the way, they have 2 rookie quarterbacks they can throw out there to see if they actually got something there. And if not, you still have more pieces moving forward. Cleveland obviously has a plan for the future. It's there. It may not have felt like it was there for a long time, but it's actually there.
Class, you needed it, and you got it.
You did, and it's great. Beating Green Bay, there's nothing better than calling a sad, low-life Aaron Lobenstein gambling his money away in Las Vegas, Nevada at the time too.
What's he doing in Vegas?
This man's doing everything, huh? He's just out here.
Vegas? He's going to the Penn State game? Man, buddy's got infinity money from Walmart.
Exactly, man. This dude is balling. I don't know if he was balling on Sunday. He was balling tears of pure sadness, I can tell you that, after Andre Schmidt. Talk about Andre Schmidt a little bit. This kid, I was upset after week 1. I was like, get this kid out of here. I kind of learned more of his story after this game, too. It meant a lot more, and Cleveland said they believe in this kid to be the kicker, too. He had lost his mom in July to a battle from cancer, a bunch of other stuff off the field kind of stuff. And he earned the right in training camp, and there was a reason why, and Cleveland said after week 1, we still trust you. And he went out there and he made the kick that was necessary. 55-yarder would have been good from about 60. So,
yeah,
he did what he needed to do. He backed himself up, and he got his redemption story. But nothing else turns to the great Myles Garrett. I have to bring this up. I just have to bring up Myles Garrett. I've never seen a mic'd up clip of a dude doing a great move on an offensive lineman, and that offensive lineman yelling at his quarterback, "Jordan, run!" I've never seen that before in my life. Myles Garrett is the best defensive player on the planet. He is the best. Aiden Hutchinson's pretty good. There's others out there. Michael Parsons is good.
Say Hutch. I think Hutch is like top 5, but I was going to say Surtain. But
Pat Surtain.
Yeah, well,
no, no one outside of Myles Garrett is feared like Aaron Donald was.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, Myles Garrett and Pat Surtain are probably right there. Because Surtain, you can't throw to him, but the Broncos' defense doesn't look good. So, yeah, I'd argue he probably is the best defensive player.
Don't you love profile or
T.J. Watt and all that stuff? And T.J. Watt is an elite talent, but
Myles Garrett's better.
I mean, they were triple teaming this guy. They had a Congo, like you texted me. They had a Congo line behind it. I've never seen that in my life. 3 offensive linemen. Maybe there was a tight end too, but
it was an offensive lineman, a tight end. It was Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs all over there trying to block this dude.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, even Pro Football Focus, when evaluating defensive ends on 1v1, they had to completely fix their scale because Myles Garrett is so high compared to everybody else.
Unbelievable.
In his ratings. TJ Watt's down there somewhere in this mix. It's no shade on TJ Watt, guys. I don't have a problem with TJ Watt. He's one of the best defensive players in football. We can just get over the fact Myles Garrett is better. Garrett is better, and it's okay to say it. What a specimen that man is.
Garrett's
I'm sorry.
a 1 of 1.
He is.
Garrett's a 1 of 1. He might be your best defensive player of all time.
He is the best defensive player of all time in Cleveland. He is. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's going to get his number retired.
I might get a tattoo of him on my back when it's all said and done. Who knows? We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah. I might name my son after him. You never know.
That was hilarious to watch Green Bay lose.
My son's name is going to be Myles Garrett McCrory. I'm just going to put that on record.
That made me laugh. It was funny watching them lose.
It was perfect.
They were going to go undefeated this year. So.
Yes, but you did mention your Lions. Big time win against the Ravens. I don't know what it is about the Ravens. They're 1-2. We have the battle of 1 and 2s in our pick coming up here.
Yep. Then nobody saw that coming.
No one saw that coming, and one of them's got to be. That's not true. You can still tie, I guess, in the NFL in the regular season.
That'd be worse. 1-2-1.
But one of them is more than likely going to be 1-3 this weekend, which will be something. But the Lions, man. I thought after week 1 had the overreaction thinking that, these coordinators were going to be a big time loss. But I also had to forget about the foundation. The foundation was Dan Campbell. And it was still there before those coordinators really proved themselves. Lions are proving it still, that it was Dan Campbell a lot all along.
Yeah, this is Campbell's team. He is the face of this team. He's the face of this organization. This team just rallies around him. Dan Campbell's a top 5 coach in the NFL, and I don't want to hear anything against it. It's people dogged on this team after week 1. I did too. I was one of those teams. I didn't like dog on them as much because it was week 1. It was at Green Bay. It was a tough game to open the season.
Yeah.
But they it's been a complete 180. This team found its rhythm, and they are back.
Yes.
John Morton has taken this offense, and Ben Johnson was, everything for this offense the last few years. John Morton has taken it and kept it going. It looks damn near the same. The only thing is, John Morton has a more condensed formations than Ben Johnson was.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson would have 5 wide on a 3rd and 1. Johnny Morton, just bring in, have your 5 offensive linemen, bring in 2 tight ends, have Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery behind you, have Amon-Ra out wide and Jamison Williams out wide. Run the ball up the middle. You have David Montgomery. He's going to get that yard. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to make a play.
Yeah.
And my biggest concern, I know obviously the coordinators, my biggest concern with this team going into the season was the interior of that offensive line. You got Frank Ragnow retiring. You lost Kevin Zeiler to the Titans. Yikes, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
Yikes, Kevin. And you had Christian Mahogany moving into left guard. They have been phenomenal ever since week 1. Graham Glasnow has been solid at center. He's not Frank Ragnow, but he's been solid. He's moved from right guard to center. He's been good. Tate Ratledge had a PFF score of over 90, and he's a rookie. And Christian Mahogany, 82, and they were pushing these guys. And I know the Ravens didn't have Matabuke, and they didn't have Kyle Van Noy. We didn't have Aleem McNeil. We didn't have, Josh Paschal. We didn't have Levi Onwuzurike. We didn't have Marcus Davenport. We never do. Surprise, by the way. So I don't want to hear injuries. I don't want to, because that's all I heard, and everybody picked the Ravens. I did too. I thought it was going to be a good game. They went to Baltimore, and they dominated the Ravens. And I know Baltimore had a 21-14 lead. They made some plays. Lamar Jackson's an MVP for a reason. They dominated the line of scrimmage. They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times. 7 times is unbelievable. When they showed that stat, I'm like, I don't even think Lamar's been sacked 7. It doesn't feel like Lamar's been sacked 7 times in a season. I mean, he just finds a way to be elusive. He finds the way to make a play with his legs all the time. And they got him down. And secondary wasn't great in the first half. Terrion Arnold really needs to figure things out because he was really, really, really bad.
Yeah,
Second half, he was better, and the coverage was better. But the guy that I got to really talk about, 2 guys actually. I could talk about the whole team, but I'm not going to because we're on a time crunch. DJ Reed locked down Zay Flowers. DJ Reed was phenomenal. I think Zay Flowers only had 1 or 2 catches.
Mm-hmm.
He was barely a factor. And another guy was Aiden Hutchinson. And I know that this fan base, they're mostly Michigan State fans. Me being an Ohio State fan, I really don't care. He's a Lion. He was a Wolverine. You love Mason Graham. He was a Wolverine. I really don't care once you get to the NFL. People always say, is he really that good? Is he really that dominant? He's had 18 games in a row with a quarterback pressure. He sacked Lamar Jackson. And the biggest play of that game was that fumble that he punched out on Derrick Henry. That was a massive, massive left hook there.
That was completely the game changer, really. That was the whole momentum shift right back to, really took the heart out of Baltimore. We got to talk about Derrick Henry, though, too. He's had 3 fumbles in 3 games. Cleveland did it on him, too, but we didn't get a recovery on it. So he's got an issue right now. He's putting up numbers, but he's got a ball security problem. He's never really had this problem in his career. He's got a fumbling issue right now.
31, I think, isn't he?
He is 31.
31. Yeah, he's getting old for a running back.
So, Baltimore, still good. Really good team.
Baltimore's still a Super Bowl team, but they do have to figure things out on defense. Their defense is not playing well right now.
It is not as good as I thought.
Bills kind of exposed them. The Lions and the Bills might have the 2 best offenses in football, along with Baltimore. I'll put the Ravens.
You're telling me the Browns don't have a good offense? You're telling me a top 32 offense isn't going to do its
They have a top 32 offense. I'll say that. How about that? Make you feel better.
Oh, no. We have by far the worst offense in the league, and it's not close. Quinshon Judkins running the ball helps a little bit.
But real quickly, before we get to the picks, that might have been the most complete effort I've seen the Lions play ever in my lifetime. And they've had big wins. The win against Green Bay a few years ago where they kept Green Bay out of the playoffs even though the Lions didn't make it. That was a massive culture win. It was a massive trajectory win for this team.
Yeah.
They went on the road and beat Tampa Bay a few years ago. Those playoff wins, Rams wins, the beating up on the Packers the past few years, all that. But they went on the road to Baltimore, and everybody, including myself, chalked that up in a loss, and they won that game. That was a massive, massive win for this football team. And the trajectory of this team, they are a top 5 team in the league.
Yes.
And I know that people were doubting them, myself included a little bit, but after week 1, they've proven myself wrong. They've proven a lot of people wrong. And this team is saying that as long as Dan Campbell is this coach and they have this elite young talent everywhere on the ball, they're going to be a top team in the NFL. And they're not. And that was a massive win for this team to beat Baltimore on the road, Super Bowl contenders at night. That was a cool atmosphere, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was a really, really good atmosphere. Baltimore don't lose at home like that. So for Detroit to walk in to M&T Bank Stadium, take their heart.
Phenomenal win. Man.
It's a statement.
That was so cool to watch. But let's get to the picks because we're running a little bit out of time. Let's start off with the Thursday night game. The debut of the Nike rival jerseys for the Cardinals, by the way, which look pretty cool.
It's beautiful.
Those are nice. The Seattle Seahawks, favored by 1.5, head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Seattle coming off a drubbing of the Saints. The Saints are terrible. And the Cardinals coming off a tough loss to Mac Jones. I'll pick Seattle. I like Seattle's defense. Arizona, to me, you got to beat Mac Jones, man. You got to beat Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is 2-0. Mac Jones is 2-0.
He is. He's looking good. Ish.
It's the 49ers. It's the 49ers, but now they don't have Nick Bosa moving forward either on defense.
Yeah, that too.
The Cardinals don't have James Conner anymore. He's got I think, broken ankle or something, dislocated ankle.
So it's Trey Benson.
It's Trey Benson. Either way, I like Arizona in this game. I think that they will bounce back. Seattle has looked pretty impressive, but they also played New Orleans last week, who is 31 or 32 in the NFL, if you want to rank them that way.
They're 32.
I like the Cardinals at home to bounce back. I think Kyler Murray has been pretty good so far this year. I think Trey Benson's going to come into a bigger role. This defense has still played really good, and they actually really should have beat San Francisco. They just kind of gave up there on the end, playing prevent defense, giving up a game-winning field goal. So give me the Cardinals.
Game 2. This is a fun game for a 1 o'clock game. The Philadelphia Eagles, favored by 3.5, head to Tampa Bay to play the 3-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As much as it pains me, I think Philly wins this game. They just find ways to win, man. And it's never pretty. It never looks good. It hasn't at all this season. All 3 of their wins have looked ugly, but they're wins. And who cares? Tampa Bay has looked very good. Baker Mayfield's playing at an elite level right now. He's playing as a top 5 quarterback right now.
Yeah, he is. Their defense is giving me question marks, yeah. I'm going with Philly, too, just because they don't lose, and it's irritating. They should have lost last week against the Rams, and I picked that upset. Didn't happen. Screw you, LA. Screw you, Baltimore, too. My 2 Super Bowl teams got to lose in the same weekend. But I've got the Eagles just because they don't lose. And Tampa Bay has had some games where every single game they've had a game-winning drive. So they've been pretty close to being on the exact opposite end as well. So give me Philly.
All right, the next game. Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts, who are 3-0, by the way, head to LA to play the Rams. The Rams are favored by 3.5. This Colts story is actually crazy. They're just bludgeoning. I mean, they're winning games pretty handily, except the Broncos game. But they took it to Tennessee last week.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Rams. The Rams are a real team. The Rams should have won last week. I think they're going to want a little bit of that taste out of their mouth, and they're at home, even though it's not that great of a home field advantage. Give me the Rams.
See, that's the issue. It's like, I want to pick my Rams again. But the home field advantage is like a problem because it just doesn't exist.
Maybe Indiana Jones.
I kind of want to pick Indianapolis just because of the Indiana Jones story. I mean, they've been so good.
Yep.
They've been
on offense. Crazy. Their offense is unbelievable right now.
Jonathan Taylor is playing. He's the best running back in football through the first 3 weeks. He's been bouncing back. Everyone kind of forgot about him. He's been exceptional. You also picked the Rams too, which is making me want to pick the Colts. I'm going to go with the Rams still, just because. But if the Rams lose this one, LA, I'm coming for you because
this will be the game that proves to me the Colts are real. I don't think the Colts are real. If they go on the road and beat the Rams, they're real. And this is a real thing that the Colts are going to go on. All right, the next game, the battle of the 1 and 2s. Whoever loses this game is going to be in a lot of trouble, starting at 1 and 3. The Baltimore Ravens, favored by 2.5, head to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. I'm picking Baltimore. I think that the Ravens, the last game, they got dominated by the Lions at home. They didn't look good in the second half. And Kansas City, God, watching them play football, it's like pulling teeth. It's not even fun to watch. Like even
No.
that Giants game, they won 22-9.
Even the Giants had legit
like,
chances.
it wasn't even good.
No.
Yeah, the Giants had all the chances of the world. Russell Wilson is just terrible. And that's why he's getting benched for Jackson Dart. I think Baltimore, I trust Lamar a hell of a lot more right now in that offense. I know their defense isn't playing well, but I think they'll probably get Mazubuike back, and they'll get Van Noy back this week, I would assume. And the Chiefs just don't look right.
No, they don't.
So give me Baltimore.
I agree with you. I'm going with Baltimore as well. I think that, they're just better. They're simply better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs have offensively looked lackluster. Defensively, their defense is still really solid. But there's just, I don't know. They're getting old. Travis Kelce's old. Their wide receiving core is banged up and not fully healthy. And I trust Baltimore's weapons more, and I trust Baltimore's defense. Even Baltimore's defense hasn't been all that great, really, to start the year.
No.
I probably trust Kansas City's defense a little bit more in this game. But it is at Arrowhead. I don't care. Baltimore, they're going in, and Chiefs are going to go 0-2. Or 0-2 at Arrowhead to start the year.
Yeah. All right, the next game, Micah Parsons' homecoming. The Green Bay Packers, favored by 6.5, coming off a tough loss, head to Dallas to play the CeeDee Lamb-less Cowboys. Green Bay's going to win this game. I had the London game of Vikings and Steelers, but since it's a big storyline, I threw this on there instead. I think Green Bay's going to win this game, but I need to see Jordan Love has to play better than he did last week.
Yes.
That interception was horrific. That was a horrific decision, and changed the game for the Browns. And Dallas, while they don't have CeeDee Lamb, Dallas is honestly getting up to that point to me. They might be one of the worst teams in the league. Their offense is okay, but that defense is horrific.
Yes.
That is a horrific defense. They couldn't stop anything with the Bears.
No.
That was really bad. I think the Packers will be better this week. I think Micah will get a sack. He'll want revenge, and he'll want to, stick it to Jerry Jones.
He'll get a strip sack and return it for a touchdown. The Packers have always been the Cowboys' daddy, so
that too. Yeah.
The Packers have owned Dallas in the 2000s. So, give me the Packers on the road in Jerry World. Micah Parsons is going to put on an absolute clinic on Dallas, and Dallas is going to fold into misery.
Your dad might not want to watch that game on Sunday night.
Probably not.
It might be bad.
Be a bludgeoning. It'll be an Indiana-Illinois game.
Probably. Next game, the final game, is the B&B Bowl.
That's the game.
The first instance. I don't think we really talked or filmed the first time, or the last time they played in 21, with Baker versus Tim Boyle. I have a story on Tim Boyle, but I'm not going to do it now. And a whole tangent about him. But the Cleveland Browns head to Detroit to play the Lions. It's the battle of our teams. The Lions are favored by 8.5. The B&B Bowl. We will be watching this game together. And we were going to go to the game. Tickets are insane.
I don't got that kind of money anymore, man. Nah, I don't got that bread like that.
Absolutely insane. Both teams coming off very, very big wins. I'm going with the Lions, though. I'm not picking the Browns to win this game. I can't.
Who would? Who would?
And to win the Battle of Lake Erie. They had a trophy. I don't know if they still do it or not, but
I don't think they do.
Lions.
But that's why we're going to create a B&B Bowl trophy moving forward too.
Yes.
And we're going to make this an annual game. This is an annual rivalry. No. This isn't going to be a once every 4 years. Once we become commissioners of the NFL, because we're going to share commissioners. We're going to be split commissioner. We're going to make this. We're going to make this an annual game, an annual rivalry game. Yeah, only crazy people pick the Browns to beat the Lions. So that's why they call me crazy. Are you kidding me? You think I'm picking the Detroit Lions this week? Granted, Detroit Detroit is so
Flacco,
good.
baby.
Detroit is that team. They're a top 3, top 5 team in the NFL, right? But the Browns just beat the Packers. Who says we don't own the NFC North? I'm riding the high. Give me the Browns against the Lions. Are you kidding me right now? I'm not picking that. Not this week. No. Even though the Lions should win this game by about 31 to 34 is where they are going to win this game. I don't care. I need some way to get revenge.
Well, the winner has to buy, or the loser has to buy a dinner at some point. How about that? At a nice restaurant.
All right, I'm going with Lions instead. Give me the Browns.
Let's go to Sakura and find out how confident you are.
Give me the Browns, okay? The Browns are winning this game. I'm only saying that. Actually, no. They're winning. It don't matter. This is not biased at all, by the way. It's not biased. It's not biased, and it's with reason. It is not with impulse. And it's also not with
high intellect
thoughts. Have you seen that Browns offense? They're obviously going to win this game. You see this hat right here? You see that ugly jersey?
6 sacks on Joe Flacco.
And Myles Garrett is going to literally
quadruple teamed.
He is your entire starting off, your entire offensive line is going to block.
It's going to be on the left side of the
yes.
They're going to have 5 guys on Myles Garrett, and they'll have some tight ends running on Mason Graham and whoever your guys' other D end is. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Just everyone on Myles Garrett. It don't matter. Even Jared Goff's going to block Myles Garrett in the pocket.
Who's snapping the ball? Jameer Gibbs? They're just going to play Wildcat all night?
They are going to play Wildcat. They're actually going to do, you know how you line up for like the 2-point conversions randomly, but then they bring everyone in for like the extra point? Or they'll try and line up like randomly, like 3 guys under center. That's how you're going to line up on offense every play. You're just going to have like 7 wide on one side, 3 guys lined up, and 1 on the other. That's it. They're everywhere.
One receiver.
Just one receiver. Just one receiver. No running backs even. Just 9 offensive linemen. 9 offensive linemen, 1 receiver, and Jared Goff. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Okay. We'll see.
We will see. That's going to wrap up this episode here from Scoop and Score, the greatest football show on the planet. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Hit the push notification bell to stay updated on all new videos. Listen to us on Spotify. Listen to us on iHeartRadio. Listen to us on Amazon Music. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Go follow the Instagram, the Twitter. It's Twitter. I went on this rant last week, but it's still Twitter. Go follow the TikTok. We might be posting some TikToks maybe on Sunday, just because we might have to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Might have to get some reactions when Hutch has his 6th sack of the game.
When the Lions are up 49-6 at the beginning of the 4th quarter, that's okay. It's all right. We'll push through because the Browns will still win.
You said what?
I said the Browns may lose, but they win in my heart.
You know,
so that's an automatic.
That's a great quote. You should crochet that on a pillow.
I should crochet that on a pillow. In fact, all Browns fans have that crocheted pillow because that's just how we feel.
You guys have the Guardians. You're demoralizing my Tigers. You're fine.
Hey, man. We'll No. We can't give you... It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing, okay? And that's all right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. More picks, more B&B polls coming. Maybe some more stuff we can talk about moving forward. We'll have to see. Until then, we'll see y'all next week. Take care. And peace.
Peace. Go Lions.
Boo.